manager. Okay, so Raul, let's go through your orientation on your vehicle. So bear with me as I bounce the camera around for a minute. But zoom out, there you go. Your start button's right here. You have to have your foot on the brake and the fob either in your pocket or in the vehicle to start. Push that and the display starts lighting up. And you can see what you've got. Big screens. I'm so excited about this truck. I can't even see straight. I can't even think straight. So the very first thing that I generally tell people is that I wanted them to set their seats and the memory settings on the display here. So with the memory settings, you see the door lock buttons are here, unlock and lock. Then we have set, 1, 2, and then door. So the purpose of this is that the two fobs, there is one labeled number 1, one is labeled number 2. They correspond to the memory settings here, okay? So if you have key fob number 1, whatever you have in your memory setting for number 1 is what's going to automatically default when you start the vehicle. And that will apply to the way the mirrors are set, the heads-up display, the steering wheel, the seat. All of those things will be locked in and memorized with the fob number based off that memory setting, okay? Now the last one, door, is an entry-exit mode. So if you're a tall person or if you're not a tall person and you want to create more leg room whenever you get out of the vehicle by dropping the seat down and scooting it back, you can program it to do that, and it's programmed on that button there. Okay? So we'll get to that in a few minutes though, because that's part of the setup in the infotainment system also. So for now though, we're going to go ahead and assume that we're setting mirrors. I'm going to set them for me, and then you can set them for you, or whatever, because I'm going to go get diesel gas or diesel fuel in just a few minutes and fill you up. And so I want the mirrors set for my driving. And so I have set the mirrors, and I don't know if you can see the heads-up display in the windshield directly in front of me, but I'm pointing at it right there. So the heads-up display gives you a variety of information. You can see that right now it shows, I'm going to try to zoom on it, hang on. There we go. So you can see it shows the directional compass as well as the speedometer. You can also do pitch angle, which shows you orientation of the vehicle. You can do just the speedometer with the speed limit. Or you can also do your lane keep assist, where it shows you traffic that is next to you, and with your collision avoidance system. Okay, and then the last one goes back to the compass, which is navigation. So if you have a navigation system running with directions to a location, it's also going to show up in the heads-up display. Now, coming down here, it's the control buttons for the heads-up display. Okay, so HUD moves the entire display up and down. Info changes the display, what you see, and then the last one is the brightness control. Okay, now when you set the HUD, this one, and you're setting it square into your field of vision, you're going to want to see 4 blue corners, and that's going to indicate that it's perfectly square for you to be able to see it. Okay, sorry I wasn't on there. Now, heads-up display is set for me right now. Yep, set for me. Mirrors are set. The steering wheel is power controlled by this button right here. finger over there. Let's see here. So the steering wheel goes down and towards you. So I'm going to move it to where I think it's comfortable right now. Which is up and away from me. Okay? So now I'm going to set this. I'm going to hit set, and it beeps. And it beeped twice for number 1. I happen to have both keys with me right now, but even though I have key number 1, it's still going to default me to number 1. So if I were to get out of the vehicle right now, turn it off, and then move the seat around, as soon as I got back in, it would register it back for me. Okay? Now, over here, your mirror control, left mirror control, right mirror control, and then the directional. Okay? This button here folds the mirrors in, like that. If I push it again, it folds them back out. Also, notice, see this line that goes all the way around the mirror? That is a heated mirror element, okay? So when your mirrors are fogged up, you're gonna hit the windshield or the rear window defogger button, which is over here on the display, and it's right there. You're gonna push that button. It's gonna defog the back window, and it's going to defog those mirrors for you. Okay. Now, this one locks out the windows from the other door buttons. These are your window controls. You've got auto up and down for the front windows, manual up and down for the back windows. Over here, this is your parking brake. You press the parking brake, and it's set. And whenever you want to release it, you'll push it again, and with your foot on the brake, and it will say parking brake released. Over here, this is your mode for your drive mode. So you've got your 4-wheel drive controllers right here. You've got 2 high, auto, 4 high, and 4 low. Don't go to auto. It's unnecessary. It puts unnecessary wear and tear on the transfer case. Leave it in 2-wheel drive mode. Drive in 2-wheel drive mode on a regular basis. If it starts to rain while you're driving, you can just go hit 4 high just like that. And you don't have to stop, be in neutral or anything else. You can just do it on the fly. You can be going 70 miles an hour on the freeway if you want. You can still go to 4 high. You can also go to 4 low while you're driving, okay? Or not 4 low, 2 high. 4 low is a granny gear. You can only get to 4 low whenever you have neutral or park, okay? But that controls the 4-wheel drive system. Again, leave it in 2-wheel drive, switch to 4 high when you need it for inclement weather, or if you're gonna go off-roading or something like that, then you can put it in 4 high. But I would not use the auto, because the auto puts unnecessary wear and tear on the transfer case because it's continuously shifting back and forth between the two. Now this button here also rotates. So this is your drive mode, and you have 2 drive modes. You've got normal and off-road. So right now it's in normal right there, and I'm gonna turn it again, and it takes me to off-road. Off-road, normal. Then also you've got your tow haul, which is this button right here. And what that does is that prevents you from going into overdrive whenever you're towing a vehicle. So that way it won't put strain on your transmission. Headlights are located right here. This is a rotary knob. Leave it on auto. You don't need it for anything else. In case you maybe are gonna have, say, maybe you have to be in a funeral procession in the middle of the day and you're supposed to turn your headlights. Just rotate your headlights over to the right. Just be sure to turn them back off. Put it on auto. This button down here is for the fog lights. Push it to turn the fog lights on, and you will also see over on the right is the fog light symbol. This is the daytime running light symbol. Then this button here is for the lights that are on the back of the mirror, on the outside mirrors. This one is for the bed light as well as the step light on where the kicker sound system is. And then these are a dimmer switch to control the brightness of the dashboard lights. over here on the blinker control, this outside button has an A with a headlight on it. That is your IntelliBeam headlights. So when you have the IntelliBeam headlights on, your high beams are going to be on unless there's oncoming traffic. If it detects headlights of oncoming traffic, it's going to automatically dim down to the low beams. And then when that traffic clears, it doesn't detect any more light, it'll go back to the high beams. Okay? Then for your windshield wipers, you rotate this to be able to turn the wipers on. And then also, this is your wash button here to be able to wash. Over on your steering wheel, you've got cruise control, heated steering wheel, and your gap adjust for your automatic emergency braking. And we're going to take a break for one quick second.